Hello everyone and welcome to Games, Comics and Crafts. In this video I'll be looking at Cobra Commander issue 3. Okay, because I wasn't too well last week and I had the cough, I've completely forgot that I had Cobra Commander 3 come through. So I read this obviously last week in the attempt to do a video and never managed to do it, and then I thought I'd better get one done before number 4 comes out as we're beginning of the month. So, uh, Cobra Commander and his captor bodyguard are in the Florida Everglades with the Dreadnoks. Cobra Commander's managed to form himself into the swamp, where he encounters some possibly energon transformed or genetically transformed alligators. And then we see the actual interior of the Dreadnoks clubhouse, which seems to be an awful lot of them. So, but I tend to remember there's a lot of figures. Anyway, they capture Cobra Commander, and each of them basically has a go trying to get his mask off, and even so much as they're arguing between themselves as well. Yeah, this is crazy. Torch there. They literally cut into him. They cut into his arm. This is like, you know, Pulp Fiction or blooming Grand Theft Auto 5 levels of torture. It's quite bizarre. Because I remember thinking, as I mentioned last time, that the Dreadnoks have got like, hey, we've got guns and all this kind of stuff, but the Dreadnoks have got buzzsaws and blowtorches. That's kind of nasty, and they're kind of using them on Cobra Commander in this one. It's like, yeah, that's pretty bloody nasty. Anyway, they leave him in a complete mess, and he still managed to basically not talk at all. They can't get the mask off. It can make a kind of a gash in it, but actually managed to take it off. Now this is what's weird because I'm not too sure if Cobra Khan's got some kind of psychic thing going on, because he mentions about being sent on a mission from his brother, which I believe is Zartan, and says about his sister called him there and whatever. She doesn't trust you and this kind of stuff. Whether or not he's just trying to stir him up, I don't know. But the weird one is this one. He talks to this guy and he basically says, "You're not even a real Dreadnought. You're some kind of teacher that became obsessed with biker gangs while researching them and threw away your old life to get lost in the role. And you act tough to act extra tough to prove you belong, but you're not blood like the rest of them." So I don't know if that's part of the backstory from the original Driogen Transformers stuff, or if this is just something going on here. I remember this guy as an action figure, but I don't know how that relates to the other Dreadnoks. Anyway, the they all have kind of a bit of a falling out, and basically start brawling between themselves. And Copenhagen's pretty nifty, and then they bring him outside. His bodyguard shows up, and yet again more chainsaw-based violence. They manage to cut into this guy, and he rips off apparently his skin suit and turns into this guy with wings and stuff. Again, I don't know if this is a character that's known in G.I. Joe previously, or in G.I. Joe the movie previously. Obviously they're using that origin series, and basically this character goes to town on all of the Dreadnoks and hopefully doesn't kill them, because the biggest mistake in when they introduce new characters in, the idea that they immediately kill them off straight away. We haven't seen it happen yet. We've seen obviously Major Blood being shot in the head, but hopefully that's to give him his missing eye that he's obviously got in the original series. And obviously maybe they're just going to recover with a lot of broken bones and this kind of stuff as well. But I've never really understood how Zartan and the Dreadnoks interact with Cobra anyway. They might just be, I don't know if they're just a separate kind of gang, or they're just kind of like a bunch of mercenaries hired by Cobra. Anyway, and that's pretty much it. So we get kind of this weird kind of Joker thing where he wanders off into the distance as his bodyguard is kicking the cack out of the Dreadnoks. And then next issue, it looks like we have Cobra Commander hiding from his bodyguard. But yeah, another cool issue. I am really liking this one. I honestly didn't think, because again, because of the old style Cobra Commander, where it was just like you just sat on a throne and kind of sent all these minions off to do stuff, I didn't think this series would work. But because this series has actually had hands-on Cobra Commander, it's actually been really good. They do mention the Energon cube as well. I believe they even see a don't know if you actually see a picture. It's kind of basically a little squidgy pink cube somewhere. So obviously the Dreadnoks have been using it, and I don't know if they're using it just as power or if they're using it for Zartan's experiments or whatever. But yeah, there's definitely a mention of it in here at some point. But yeah, it's cool. What we got? This is issue 4. I think there's 5 in Cobra Commander. I think there's 5 in Duke, but I could be wrong. So Duke 4's on the way. I've got coming. Void Rivals is coming this week, and then we've got Cobra Commander. I think is between the two, which I think is April 17th, and then April 20th is Transformers. Which again is a weird cover for Transformers because this has already happened. We've already seen Ravage be taken apart. So we're kind of doing what we did with the first lot of Transformer covers, where we're putting covers for stuff that happened in the previous issue. But all in all, I think it's this. I don't know if that's the first one that's not been drawn by Daniel Warren Johnson. I'm not too sure. Anyway, but yeah, good stuff. Engine Universe still pretty decent. I really hope that the Destro and Lady Jane Scarlet, no, Lady Jane Scarlet, isn't it? Scarlet series as good as these, because they really need to be. I am surprised still that they haven't just not basically just jumped straight into a G.I. Joe or Cobra series from now on. And I think they could be, if they did do that, it could be quite good, because obviously Cobra Commander seems to have a lot of problems externally from not even just fighting G.I. Joe. So he could be dealing with the people from his home place and the Dreadnoks and other factions and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, all in all, good stuff. So bit of a rush one, but thought I'd better get this one out here before the next issue arrives, and hopefully you've read this one and you're enjoying it as well. So with that, I will say thank you very much, and I'll hopefully see you on the next video. Bye bye.